Hello and welcome, or welcome back, to Canon Minions. My name is Yichao, and this is a podcast about narrative design in games. I had started this podcast in August 2020, so that means it's been a little while, a couple months to be exact. For those of you who have listened before, you know that I got about 2 episodes in before we hit that long hiatus. And that's in part due to some logistics and behind-the-scenes stuff that came up. There was a brief window where the podcast was possibly going to get sponsored. And then there was some really good old-fashioned got busy at the day job problems. Regardless, lots have changed since the start of this podcast. The biggest of which is I got a new job. I am now the world-building narrative lead for digital publishing at Wizards of the Coast. This means I'm in charge of shepherding the story, thematics, and narrative content, as well as the work pipelines, working with our creative leads at Wizards, as well as partner studios and developers, and also bringing on writers and editors to help shape the worlds and stories that appear in our games. With that change, and with the brand new year, I'll be slightly shifting the focus of the podcast. Hence, this episode 0, to reset and relaunch into a brand new miniseries of episodes within the podcast. While this show, and indeed the title, started as a reference and largely talking about League of Legends, the game I primarily worked on at Riot Games, we'll be focused more on narrative craft and how to break into the industry going forward. Still giving you the behind-the-scenes look on how things get made, but instead of focusing on a single IP or game, we'll be focusing on how you can make narrative content. With that, I'm super excited to share the new focus for the next few episodes. I'll be running a writer's workshop. I'm going to lay out a writing prompt here in just a minute, and you'll have through January 31st to submit your writing. From those, I'll be selecting a variety of samples that illustrate various storytelling elements and writing craft or techniques, and reaching out to you guys to come on the podcast to discuss your work and share feedback. Even if you're feeling shy and don't want to be on the podcast, please feel free to write along at home with the prompt. And you can always share your work with me. I can't promise I'll have time to give in-depth notes to everything I receive, but I will do my best to respond to everyone who drops a line. Without further ado, here is your prompt. Write a short story, no more than 1,200 words, primarily focused on a single character in a scene or moment that really showcases them. The story should focus on letting the reader know who this character is, what they want, and why they're exciting for us to learn more about. Also, while we should get a really clear sense of the setting and world the character's in throughout your story, due to the limited length, you also can take 1 to 3 sentences to help explain the world you're playing in before the start of your story. Examples of great context settings might be a distant planet with a retro-futuristic technology and interstellar travel, or our world, but the discovery of magic replaced the discovery of electricity. Or historical fiction, but with zombies and vampires. These are examples of great succinct little settings that can help give some context without over-explaining or trying to do too much lifting for your story. For this exercise, please avoid established settings. So no fanfics or spec writing, please. Original works only. And also, if you finish before January 31st, please send it in early. It'll really help me spread out how much reading I'll be doing all at once, and help me to get episodes out quicker. Please send your writing to dashystreams at michaelyichao.com. That's dashystreams at michaelychao.com. Preferred formats are PDF, Word document, Google Doc link, and if you have something other than that, send it in and I'll try to open it. But if you can make it one of those 3, it'd be hugely helpful. I'm really looking forward to reading your work and chatting with more of you soon. Cheers and happy 2021.